What's going on, YouTube? How is everybody today? Very good to hear. Today I want to talk about a hip-hop album by an artist known as Declaime. His album is called Fonk. It was released in 2010 on SomeOthaShip Connect with his a record label. He and his girlfriend, his wife, I don't know if they're married, but Georgianne Muldrow, run together, been releasing albums pretty steadily. This is his second album he's released in 2010 too. His other one was called SomeOthaShip Connect too, but it wasn't released on the label by the same name. I don't know, it gets kind of confusing. Declaime, also known as Dudley Perkins, is an artist I got into a long time ago. He was on Stone's Throw Records, made all kinds of trippy, spaced out, I don't know if they're hip-hop jams or what, but with Madlib, under his real name Dudley Perkins. Dudley Perkins shit is always really good. I wasn't really feeling his last album he released called Holy Smokes. It looked really trippy, had some trippy cover art on it, but it wasn't that great. Declaime's been rapping since 1987. He's from Oxnard, California. And his newest album, Fonk, I don't know, I got some problems with it. Positive on this album is the beats are actually pretty good. He got together this guy named Quasadelic, not to be confused with Quasimodo. Quasadelic, you know, he makes some pretty funky beats on here. They're bouncy, groovy, you got the whole kind of weird, kind of skronky, funky kind of sound on here. Reminiscent of like some George Clinton, maybe some West Coast G-funk, something like that, West Coast funk, something you'd hear like from the 90s. So that's kind of nice to hear some throwback shit like that. And, you know, Declaime, he's a cool guy. I have nothing against Declaime. I'm sure he's awesome to hang out with. This guy loves to smoke pot, get high all the time, but his music suffers from this kind of overbearing positive message stuff. I'm like, I'm not against having a positive message in your music, but it's really heavy-handed on this album. He's always talking about reaching out to people and unity and we're all one, and, you know, speaking out against gangsters and the state of the music industry. He even brings up George Bush at one point, and it's like, oh, not George Bush again. Like, it's such a tired topic, so it's just beaten into the ground. I'm not against, like I said, having a positive message, but, you know, exercise some subtlety, use some nuance, you know. It's just blatant. He's just being really too straight ahead. There's no mystery or anything that's up to interpretation. Just, you know, it's not as far out as it should be. Other topics he deals with on this is like dance moves. There's a song in here called Warrior where he just goes into like all his dance moves he can do and how he can spin. He compares himself to MJ. He says he's better than MJ, Michael Jackson, at dancing and stuff like that too. And of course he's got songs about getting high and like smoking from a bong and all that too. But it's all very blunt. Nothing... Like I said, there's no real subtlety, and he's not the best MC out there either, too. Like, sometimes he's rapping over a beat, he's not really writing it properly at all. It's kind of like the beat was thrown in after, maybe, because, I don't know, just all kinds of problems in here. It's nowhere near, doesn't have anything like the magic chemistry he had with Madlib he had on his early Dudley Perkins albums, like Expressions and A Little Light, and those albums are awesome, had all kinds of cool dimensions and stuff. This album is very much so a one-dimensional thing, and his, I don't know, his compatriot, the Georgianne Muldrow, pops up a lot, and she's always popping up on his work, and he's always popping up on hers, so it kind of blends together. It gets very samey. I don't know, it's just stuff I've heard before over and over from these guys. Like, there's nothing really new. The message I've heard, the music I've heard before, it's just, you know, nothing caught me off guard. It's all very mediocre in my book, very, very preachy, all about rebuilding society, and like, you know, it's supposed to be the kind of album that's advertised that's supposed to make you think and shake at the same time, but it doesn't really do. There's not really any food for thought on this album. It's all about life is precious, talks about God and his beliefs and world unity over and over ad nauseum, gives some shout outs to his friends, MED, and shouts out to Immoral Technique and stuff on there too. But I don't know, like I said, it doesn't have anything like the magic chemistry he had back when he was making music with Madlib. There was even something I read that Dudley Declaime actually got first dibs on any Madlib beats he wants. So I don't know if they had a falling out, or maybe Madlib just doesn't like hanging out with them as a couple. Maybe they're the kind of couple who are just like all about themselves and their love, and it just gets kind of nauseating to be around them. I don't know. But I have nothing against Dudley. Dudley seems like a really, really good guy. I'm happy he's trying to, you know, improve the state of the music industry, improve world, you know, put out a positive message. But like I said, just, you know, exercise some subtlety. It's got some cool cover art though. There's Dudley Perkins out in outer space with his sunglasses on, and then he's got a picture of a lion back here. Like, that's all pretty kind of funny. And then he goes into like the definition of Declaime, like the dictionary definition, then Fonk, which I don't even think is in the dictionary. What's it say? Fonk, world language of Senegal and the Gambia, respect. So I don't even know what those words are. Gambia. I don't know if you guys can read that down there, but if that makes any sense to anybody, I have no idea. But yeah, it says Declaime, one light, one love, one God. Then it goes on to say Fonk. So I don't know, it's borderline ridiculous. I don't know, and he's had a song about dance moves, songs about being in a gang is bad. Like, that's news to anybody. Like, being in a gang is bad? I don't know, I have no idea. So I don't know, maybe he's trying to treat us like idiots or something like that, but tone down the message, exercise some subtlety, use more variety, leave some shit to the imagination. That's all my advice for this guy is. Like, he's a cool guy, I'll continue to follow him, but I don't know, his Declaime stuff is nowhere near as good as his Dudley Perkins stuff, for sure. If you want to get into some cool Dudley Perkins stuff, look up A Little Light. His first album's really good. The one that came out after it, Expressions, was really, really funky, really, really good too. But this stuff, I don't know, it's not turning me on at all. It's Declaime's album, released in 2010 on his own record label called SomeOthaShip Connect. Fonk.